your character Gigi in this um, is, she's an actress herself. Were there any aspects that you were able to relate to, and how did your own experience help shape your performance?
Well, I did not have to do a lot of research about what it's like to be an aging actress. Um, uh, yeah, Hollywood, it was just too funny to be offered a movie where I'm playing like an eccentric, ex movie star living somewhere, I thought, okay, this I can do. Um, uh, which was nice to be able to fall back on a version of that. I mean, I'm not like Gigi at all. Um, Gigi, to have that kind of freedom of, I'm going to do this and I don't care and I'm going to do that. Um, I'm just more thoughtful and more anxious than that. So that was sort of liberating to play. And I also learned in the course of it, in the script, what I hadn't realized, the speech she gives about old Hollywood, that women actually in old Hollywood had stronger
Yes.
role. I didn't really realize that. So that was fascinating to me. Um, just to Rebecca, learning that. But what I knew when I read it and what I knew when I was shooting it was that she is the old school of female empowerment. And that's what the story is about. And that's what Claire has learned. And we don't see her parents. So I am like giving her the platform, Gigi, of, we don't take shit. You don't have to take it. We do our own thing. We live independently. Um, and so that was important to me to give both to Claire in the movie, but also to give to Mitzi and the film in general, to have an older, uh, wise woman of this ilk be there for them.
Absolutely. And I love that. And
Yeah.
blast from the past, but you and your co-star Frank Whaley also starred in Outer Limits episode that you directed back in 1995. What was
No.
it like working on set with him again about 30 years later?
I know, it's just, is it really 30 years later? Oh my God. It is. Oh my God.
Yeah, I had to do the
30.
math today too. Yeah.
Well, I was happy about that because I cast him in that 30 years ago. And so here he is again. So that was also another good sign. We didn't have any scenes together in Saint Clare. And we didn't have any in the thing we did together when I directed him. But I remember that he said to me then, it's like, you've got to direct again. You are really a director. And uh, I was on that path until I started throwing up. And then it turned out I was pregnant with my first daughter. And I'd written a script that I had set up to direct. And then I got it set up a second time and I started throwing up again. And I was pregnant with my second daughter. And so then the whole idea of directing collapsed for 20 years, where I just have been a single mother. And uh, so yeah, so I also had knew that aspect because I'm a mother of two girls in their 20s. So that was Gigi, dealing with Claire. She was the grandmother, but she's the maternal figure of like, what are you doing? I am nervous. This is not good. Whatever it is you're doing out there. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah. And I kind of want to go more into that. Can you talk a little bit about working with Bella Thorne? How was that experience?
I had an immediate rapport with Bella, uh, sort of an unspoken thing. I'm not sure if it's from our backgrounds or there's a certain boldness, a certain defiance, a certain independence that we both have. Um, she's a tough cookie, and as am I. And but in a different way, you know, and I don't know how to explain it other than it was just there. We natural, and I think we both really like to have fun also. So we were suddenly, as soon as I got there, we were taking selfie Polaroids of each other together.
That's so
And
sweet.
yeah, and it's it was just effortless, the connection. And but when we were shooting, she very much stayed in character of Claire with this oppressive secret and worries that like she was carrying the whole film. Um, so the true kind of fun connection was able to be lived out when we all went to Taormina last year to the film festival where the movie premiered, and that was just a blast. It was the girl power weekend of Mitzi, Bella, and me. And yeah, it's rare that you get to do that as a woman in this business.
Yeah. And, she got to play a sociopathic killer that was seeking vengeance. And you, of course, you also had that experience when you played a murderous young woman in The Hand That Rocks the Cradle, though one without the moral code Bella's character has here.
Right.
But has it been interesting to see that trope change since the 90s? And for you, how was it acting as the maternal figure to that type of character after playing one yourself? That was a lot.
Um, well, the thing is, Gigi doesn't know any of what Claire is. She knows her as a young girl that is has a strength that she wants to nurture her strength and be there to protect her if need be. But that's all she knows. She doesn't know what happened in childhood. Wait a second. No, she doesn't know. She doesn't know. And she doesn't know anything that's going on in during our movie, Saint Clare. So I wasn't dealing with a psychopath as Gigi. I was dealing with a 20-something-year-old who, well, she's supposed to be actually a teenager. She's in her teens. Well, a teenage girl, um, who doesn't have parents, who I kind of want to be a role model for and protect. And that's what I was playing. Yeah. So I wasn't playing with a sociopath.